Alright, so today I thought I'm going to do a shootout between some of the amps in the official ToneX Mesa Boogie pack versus the official Mesa Boogie pack in AmpliTube, both IK Multimedia, to see what the difference is. So to start off with, I thought I'll take this. This is a preset I quite like, the LEWITT Boogie of the Mark II C Plus amp in the ToneX pack. And I'm going to compare it to a preset I quite like in AmpliTube, which is the same amp, the Mark II C Plus, Mark II Crunch preset. All I did was turn the output down a little bit. Both use, if you look at the cabinets, both use Vintage 30. I think it's their, what is it called? The slanted, here, the 4x12 traditional slant cabinet. 2 mics in it in a room with this preset. I'm just checking out the presets, right? So let's see what it sounds like. So for this, I'm using today my Pure Sailing Guitars Cardinal. There's a full video for it up here. I just wanted a guitar that's got humbuckers in it, but that are not super hot humbuckers. They're sort of more PNF style humbuckers. That goes via my Peters & Strawberry Stomp SE tuner, which is always my days, straight into my interface and then into Logic. So without anything, this is just a clean bypass signal. There's nothing else in between. Let's just go straight into Logic. Now, if I turn this on, this is the LEWITT Boogie drive or LEWITT Boogie preset, which I quite like. I think that sounds really, really good. Now let's check out, I mean, this is a different preset. I'll see if I can make it sound similar and what the main difference is. This is a Mark II Crunch preset, which I quite like in AmpliTube, which sounds like this. So first thing is, it's got this on here. It's got this, the 2 stereo mics, the room mics, the width is, it's way too wide and they're a bit loud, so you get a lot of room sound. I mean, that's already much closer because you don't have that room sound. So let's try ToneX again. Maybe a bit more mid-forward. Let's go back to this. The mids are off basically here, so. Maybe that high end needs to. That picture is where the EQ actually is here. I don't think it is like that. Is it the same on all of them? Yeah, it's just a picture, so it's a fixed EQ. I don't think that's where the EQ is set, so. There's also a lot of bass, maybe the deep is off. I mean, it's closer. Let's hear the difference. I mean, it's a bit louder too, so let's just turn this up ever so slightly more. And turn it on. Maybe a bit more top end. But I think that sounds really good. It's maybe a bit more treble-y, this, a bit more presence maybe. Does this have a presence? think that sounds great, actually. And there's... Maybe I should get rid of some of the presence there. They both sound great. I mean, a slightly different sound, but you use different mics and stuff too. Actually, it sees stuff like dynamics, for example. So this is ToneX. So this is the volume, everything up. I'm just picking like. Back to AmpliTube. Maybe a little less gain actually compared to the other one. Oh, not master, sorry. Wrong one. Lead to drive. No, it does have more gain. It's a different type of gain though. Or maybe I should push the volume a bit more. Oh, and turn it on. It has a different sound to it. Now, which one do I like better? I don't know. Which one do you like better? Let me know in the comments below. To me, the ToneX is maybe a bit fuller. Maybe a bit more three-dimensional. But I think they both would do very well. Let me know which one you find better out of the two. I think that I do maybe prefer the ToneX a little bit, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with this at all. Now let's check out one more. The other one I really quite liked was the Mark IV, and what's one a Crunchy Zone. I think that's one I quite liked. I mean, it has a very similar sound. This is dirty. Which one? It's maybe a slightly different sound. Let's go for that one. This is dirty. Now that uses, again, we're using a 4x12 with Celestion Vintage 30s in it. Mic 1 is an MD421 and an N22. I don't think they have N22s, but a 421 they definitely have. So now let's try that. So for example, right, so that was that. Let's now try that quickly in here. So let's go Mark IV. Let's look at the cabinet we've got. The cabinet, we've got a 4x12 traditional slant, so that's got the vintage 30s in it. Perfect. Now if we go back to this, don't have too much. Hang on, set it on. Let's just see what the sound is. Yeah, we don't have too much room sound. We don't have. There's a little bit of reverb. But is there reverb on the amp? I think there's reverb on the amp. Oh god, one of the a million switches on here. Oh, hang on. Is it in the back? Reverb, yes. Let's turn the reverb off. I think that sounds really good, actually. Once again, it's got more depth, more weight to it. Compared to way too much bottom end too. Let's get rid of this. Is that in? Yeah. Maybe is it fat on? On lead, right? Yes. The other one definitely has more mids, way more mids. Well, not really, but different. The mids sit in a different spot, I think. That sounds really good. Maybe a bit loud, but... Again, it may sit, just EQ sits in a different... Sounds great. We're getting closer. The other one has more gain, doesn't it? Definitely more gain. Yeah, the mids sit in a different spot. I mean, the mids are almost all the way up here. Then as soon as you move that... Maybe a different channel will sound good. Need more gain from the lead. I mean, that sounds good. Again, I guess different mics again. Oh, so what, actually, speaking of mics, let's quickly have a look. So was it a 421 and an N22? I don't think there's an N22 on the other one, but let's see if we can change one of the mics to a 421, because that might, because we've got a 57 and we've got an 87. So maybe let's change an 87, or I don't know what an N22 is, to tell you the truth. Let's change it to a 421. And turn it on. Let's get complete. I mean, let's leave a little bit of a room sound. But I'd definitely change the sound very drastically. So with this. Again, that sounds really good. I just thought I'll pick these two amps, have a quick look. Now, what are your thoughts? Let me know what your thoughts are listening to this. I don't know if you're listening to this on a phone or on a TV or through proper speakers. In here in the room, they were quite different sounding, and it's things like the mids were sitting in a different spot, and it was sort of hard to find a similar sound. But I mean, the cabinet has a lot to do with it. There's a cabinet attached to the ToneX version. Yeah, so I mean, it all depends on all that sort of stuff. But which one did you prefer? Which one did you like better? I gotta say, in the room, the ToneX stuff maybe was a bit fuller, had a little bit more three-dimensional. Now, whether that is a good thing or a bad thing in a recording, I'm not 100% sure. Whether that is a good thing in a live scenario, I think for live, I would definitely prefer the ToneX. In the recording, I think they both sound really, really good. They're both official Mesa Boogie things. Check them out. I think they're really, really good. Yeah, that's just me. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Just want to mention all this stuff was provided by IK Multimedia. So this is, I guess, a sponsored video. They never asked me to do this. It's just something I thought I quickly do and just check out what the difference is between, you know, the amps. If you want me to do that with the rectifiers as well, there's a dual and a triple rectifier. Let me know in the comments below and I'll see if I can do another video with that, maybe some low-tuned guitars. But all up, I think they are quite similar. Probably if you change cabinets, change rooms, change microphones around and muck around, you find something fairly similar. Whereas with the ToneX stuff, you are kind of bound to what they used. It's a specific sound, specific mic, specific room. That's what you get. If you're doing AmpliTube, there's tons and tons and tons of options. So on that note, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.